The nearest known exoplanet to Earth, the planet orbiting Proxima Centauri, experiences some pretty nasty space weather from its parent star. But previous work on the space weather of Proxima relied on a lot of assumptions. The bad news is that new research has confirmed the grim picture. In December 2020, the world got a bit of a pre-holiday surprise when it was announced that astronomers had detected a tantalizing signal coming from Proxima Centauri, the red dwarf companion of the Alpha Centauri system. Afterwards, researchers consulted the data on the signal and noted the same curious features. However, the scientific community has since announced that the signal is unlikely to be anything other than the result of natural phenomena. Like the vast majority of candidate radio signals discovered to date, this one appears to be just the forces of nature saying hello. Unfortunately, for any life that may call that planet home, they're going to have quite a rough time of it. Proxima Centauri is a red dwarf star with only a fraction of the mass of the Sun. Because of their small sizes, the nuclear fusion cores of red dwarf stars are much closer to their surfaces. This makes their surfaces way more chaotic than stars like the Sun, and that increased turbulence amplifies incredibly strong magnetic fields. In turn, those strong magnetic fields can launch extremely strong blasts of high-energy radiation and particles into the surrounding system. At far enough distances away from a star, this isn't a big deal, but because stars like Proxima Centauri are not nearly as luminous as the Sun, their habitable zones are much closer, close enough that habitable might be too generous of a word. Even though astronomers already had a sense that life on Proxima b would be very difficult, they didn't know the exact magnetic field situation around Proxima Centauri, and instead had to rely on observations of similar stars. A new study used high-resolution maps of the magnetic field of Proxima Centauri to develop a model of the solar wind emanating from that star. They found that with the more accurate information, the situation is just as grim as we had thought. All told, Proxima b receives about 1,000 times more solar wind radiation than Earth does. This would make it extremely difficult for the planet to host an atmosphere, let alone liquid water. While it doesn't completely rule out the possibility of life on that world, it does mean that any life that managed to gain a foothold there has a much harder time than we do. Thanks for watching.